had to jump in. Dallas Cowboys figuring out a way to get it done. They beat the Giants 28-20, a game of the second half. And our own Jane Slater called up with Ezekiel Elliott after the game to get his reactions.
What do you think about this team as you move forward in December?
I love this team, man. We're a really close group. We love this game. We play hard. We're physical. We got this defense. The defense, they're playing their tail off. Micah leading them along the way, Micah and D-Law. I think we got a good team, man. We just got to keep getting better. We got to keep building. We got to keep stacking these wins, keep this momentum going, and carry it into the playoffs.
The Cowboys were a nice little Thanksgiving treat yesterday. They have some big holiday games coming up this season, but takeaways from an important divisional win over the Giants yesterday, Peter.
Dak threw 2 interceptions early, and Party is watching this like, all right, like, what is this team? I don't know what to believe, because the Vikings game, they're on fire, and then they come out of the gate slow, and then Dak just gets it going. And I saw Aaron Andrews was interviewing Dak Prescott after the game, and he gets the Madden game player of the game, and a lot of people were like, wait, he threw the 2 picks. Dak was really good yesterday. Dak was really good again, and he's always good against the Giants. Yep. It is so rare to see one quarterback just absolutely own another team. This is something. He's got a 10-game winning streak. He lost his first 2 games against the Giants of his career. 10-game winning streak against the New York Giants. You're looking at names: Staubach, Kilmer, Jaworski, the longest win streaks versus the Giants. It's a thing. It's a real thing. And it's almost like he sees that opposing uniform and he has no fear and he plays loose. Even after 2 interceptions, he's able to find it and get it together. I thought Dak was excellent yesterday when it mattered, and that's what I want to see. I don't care about the wins in October or September. I don't care about the first quarter stats. How was Dak in the second half? Dak was great in the second half. Finding CeeDee Lamb, finding Michael Gallup, having a real confidence. He was the player of the game yesterday. It was his game to win, and he did.
I think that streak you're talking about is way more meaningful than the Patriots over the Jets streak, because that Patriots over the Jets streak goes over many players and many coaches, many eras. This is all now. A lot of these guys on the Giants have been on the receiving end of those losses from Dak. Like, this is not some guys before we got here. That many in a row. And I would just look at Daniel Jones and be like, man, this was your day to do something about it. As exciting as Dak was in the second half, Daniel Jones was really deflating. And I don't take any pleasure day after Thanksgiving to be like, come on, Daniel Jones. But come on, Daniel Jones, that 4th and short, like, that is the throw that gets you to the playoffs or not. That's how you end the streak. And Saquon's right there, and if he catches it, he's down the sideline. Like, not just the first down, like, he's off and running. And this is how seasons come apart. You lose last week to the Lions, and then you miss a throw on a 4th and short to your best player, and you just have to hit. And Daniel Jones has had this great season this year in the sense that, like, he's been a cool story, and people root against him, and he's built bad last week, bad in the second half this week, and, like, we were worried as a table. Did the balloon burst on this New York Giants season last week? They showed up yesterday, and they fought, and they competed. I just wanted to see a few more plays from Daniel Jones, but Dak made them because that's what he does. And if you're the Giants, you're Jones, you're like, enough of this Dak. We have to break the streak. They couldn't. They didn't, and I'm worried about the Giants moving forward. It sucks.
Yeah, it was like a game of 2 halves. You look at, like you said, Dak throwing the 2 interceptions, and you mentioned Michael Gallup. There was a few passes to him where he was blanketed and he came down with the ball. But I felt like what sparked him a little bit, too, in that second half was CeeDee Lamb. When you're making some of the catches that he was making, the circus catches, one hand, coming down with the ball, had to reverse here early in the game. And there's been so much Odell Beckham Jr. talk throughout the last few weeks. And yes, they could use him. And I felt like CeeDee Lamb yesterday was just like, don't forget about me. I'm the #1 receiver on this team, and I can be that, and I can produce for us week in and week out. That one-hand catch on the sideline with the pass interference, and he's looking at Darnay Holmes after the play, and he's just like, you're too small. Like, that's the attitude of a Cowboys star receiver.
88.
And he showed up yesterday. 88 on Thanksgiving in those throwback uniforms with the stars on them. Like, this is what you come to watch when you're watching the Dallas Cowboys game. And then there was the play in the end zone where he snags it, he gets the heel down, and then it looks like he gets the toe down before the heel touches. That brings up a whole nother scenario on what's a catch and what's not a catch. We're not going to go down that
88 in the Cowboys uniform, it's a catch. What's a catch situation? Never heard that before.
Des Bryant's watching the game like, what the hell is going on? We still can't figure it out. But
like
CeeDee Lamb, I mean, it was a joy to watch him yesterday, jumping off the couch moments with some of the catches he had.
I want to cover my bases and say I love the Cowboys' run game. I love what's happening with the running backs. I love their approach and how they utilize it within their offense.
Yeah.
Giants, what you can't do is cough up 2 games to the Cowboys in a single season. I fear that the balloon may have popped over the last 2 weeks for the Giants. What I truly fear is that it's been a slow leak since that Monday night loss, and we just haven't been realizing it's happening. They've had good wins, but in this division, Giants, you can't do this. If I told you that one of these teams in the fourth quarter had an 11-play, 43-yard drive that took up almost 6 minutes of time, you'd think that was the team that was up by 15. It was not. That was done by a team that was down by 15, the Giants, in the fourth quarter. And what happened? They turned it over on downs. What else happened within that 11-play drive? They ran the ball 5 times. I was cleaning, I was just scrubbing that turkey pan right around this time. It was like 7:30 at night. And I just was like, I kept looking up. They still have the ball? They haven't scored yet? Why aren't they getting down the field?
Clean the entire turkey pan in the same
Every time I looked up, they still had the ball, and I was like, well, surely something is going to come of this at the end. Nope. 5 minutes and 41 seconds, turn the ball over on downs, don't put points on the board. They give the ball back to the Cowboys with 3 minutes left, and then they just went to the run game because that's what the Cowboys are doing in a fantastic way possible. But Giants, you can't do that down the stretch. You can't do that when you're down 15. Come on.
It's fun to watch Ezekiel Elliott. All the talk with him and Pollard back and forth. Ezekiel was on 90-something yards rushing, getting it done, the bigger carry. So it was fun to watch those two guys back and forth, man. Just keep giving them both the ball.
It was a great day. It was a great day for the Cowboys running back, Cowboys, and for wide receivers across the lead.
They're back in good graces. You can play with your toys. I'm very pleased. Welcome back. I was a little hard on you, but that's okay.
What about Calvin? Is he back in your good graces?
2 seconds later, we're hugging, we're sharing pie. I love the kid so much, but he pushed me.
Absolutely. Listen, for any fan of any team, like if you want just to make sure every day you have like this positive spin and dose on your team, just make sure to go to Twitter and follow your team's communications team. Like Vikings PR, they just throw out stat after stat. Like TJ Hawkinson, this history book. Justin Jefferson, now he's matching Adam Thielen with his number of catches so far. And it's like, that's just such a healthy dose, and I really appreciate that. But there is the catch-22 here, which is giving up 26 points to the New England Patriots team. The Vikings offense looks spectacular. Kirk Cousins played awesome. One of my friends, Phil Mackey, who covers the team, like he's got this whole Kirko chains thing going, which Kirk Cousins arrived at the stadium, went into the locker room at halftime. Second half, Kirko chains came out and then really spun the Vikings offense in a different direction. But I got to focus on the defense because I have a tepid optimism for the Vikings coming after this game, which is, I don't forget, maybe Kyle does, but I don't forget the fact that they gave up 30 points to the Cowboys last week. In fact, the Vikings defense, if you want to be a team that we are taking seriously in January, because you can't just be your grandmother's Vikings team. We're like, congratulations, you won on Thanksgiving, because that is the Vikings of the past. Do you want to change your tune? Do you want to change how people view you in primetime? You can't just win on Thanksgiving in primetime. You got to win on primetime in January. So defense, figure things out. Props to the offense and Kirk Cousins, Justin Jefferson. But, like, it's been a challenging, I'm not going to say rough, challenging last couple of weeks. I think if there is a place of improvement, it would be the Vikings defense.
Final drive. Mac Jones is there.
Let's go.
Vikings defense puts the clamps down. Isn't that what you need?
Yeah, but
you Vikings fans are so tough to please.
No, I don't want to. I want to see them and be pleased by them in January. That's all. And, like, I know it's not sustainable to be like that, but they had been playing, like, even-keeled football on both sides of the ball up until the last 3 weeks, and the defense has been really challenged. So, and Mac Jones, like, had a great game, but, like...
Can you imagine if Hunter Henry was eating the turkey leg in their stadium? Come on. Thank God.
And we're not that far off from it.
I know.
Not that far off from
but
it.
They didn't have it.
They did not.
Thank gosh.
Turkey, dry, though. Dominant second half. Turned in by the Cowboys defense last night. Micah Parsons is doing his best Lawrence Taylor impersonation. The Cowboys, speak of the devil, are rolling.
They win, guys. They win on Thanksgiving. It's been a while since they had. Also late in the fourth quarter. How about this throw? This is one of the throws of the season right here. This saved him. This was incredible. He brought out the big dog on his throw to Stephon Diggs. We got all the highlights. Good Morning Football, the day after Thanksgiving. We never off the air.
No.
We work. You watch.
Grind.
Good Morning Football is presented by